On quite a few matches I've fished here recently, once that tow starts, the fish seem to go out, and it's no surprise that as that tow started, as the wind's got up, that the bites on the pole have really just completely dropped off, because it was a good start. You know, we probably caught 10 pound in the first 50 minutes on the pole. I think it's time to chase the fish a little bit. There's only so long in a match that you can wait for the fish to come to you. So I'm going to start on double red maggot. Just pop that landing net out the way. Beautiful maggots this time of year. So big and fresh. I've got the smallest Drennan feeder on, and I've actually cut a little slit in the feeder which allows the maggots to come out quite quick, even in this real cold temperature. And what I'm going to do, I've put about 10 or 12 maggots in there. I'm just going to dunk the feeder in. That does a few things. It adds a little bit of weight to the feeder, but it also just deadens those maggots a little bit with the cold, so they're not going to come flying out all over the place. Now I'm only fishing a little tiny light feeder, so I'm not going to go cranking the tip right round. I've literally cast out, taken up any slack and left it to it. I'm just going to let that line sink on its own accord. Tiny little weight, zero sort of resistance when a fish picks it up and pulls. Keeping noise to an absolute minimum. I want to keep everything quiet. Like I said earlier, before we started fishing, everything in stealth mode, just keeping everything nice and quiet, camouflaged and quiet, and just letting the fish tell me what's happening. I'll probably leave it out there for 10 minutes just to see if I get any liners or bites. Normally, if you cast in amongst the ball of these F1s or small carp, you do get an odd little sign. If I don't catch, I can always go further into my peg. I had a tiny little liner then, which is a fantastic sign. And you see, even though I'm only fishing 010 on this feeder, I'm not holding the rod, I'm keeping the rod away from me. I don't want to be striking at liners by just reacting. As soon as I've got a proper bite, you do get a few drop backs, but most of them will be pulling the rod round. You can literally just pick the rod up and start playing the fish. It really is a case of not striking, trying to be mindful of the fact and remembering that you're on that light hook length. Started on 010 to an 18, and I will drop down. See, I can tell straight away I can tell that there's a little bit of tow on the lake, purely because the tip's round. I've got the 1 ounce tip in this rod, and the tip is round a little bit, which tells me straight away that there is some tow. And my experience on this lake and other big F1 lakes is that when there's tow, the fish tend to be at distance a little bit. It used to happen at Larford when they first put them in there, and it's happened on a few other lakes. Barston, for instance, tend to be out when there's a little bit of tow.